my mom and my brothers. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I'm here.
cool. So, where do you prefer, London
Yeah,
or Helsinki?
London.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
you've
okay.
been to Helsinki.
But I liked it. I mean, aside from the cold, it was
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. No, especially now that things are kind of coming back to life in London, it's a lot nicer here
That's so true.
for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, let's get started. And whoever joins us will join us, halfway through. Because we have like 20
Yeah,
minutes left. I don't want to take too much of your time. So I will first welcome you, girls. Thank you for joining the first Maono Chats. Thank you for being here. I love the fact that I have such powerhouses joining me today. I'll lay out the basics for the topic, which is friendships that matter, and why choosing this topic. Why is it important? And then we can have like an open conversation. It doesn't need to be anything very, serious. It's serious, but doesn't need to be that boring, okay? So let's be open, share experiences, and go from there. Um, Friendships for us as women are some sort of they're a pillar in our lives. And being a loner, I have to say that I thought that you could live without friends because I'm always on my thing. I don't really trust people that much, and I thought I could survive up until life showed me that you actually need friends. You need to have people on your side. You need to have people on your corner. You need to relate. You need to have relationships outside of romantic relationships, which are a mess. But that's a topic for another day. We need our own gang. So, from my experience, and also experiences of people around me, I've seen that friendships that matter, friendships that can actually help us grow, friendships that make us better, are the friendships that have acceptance, that have trust, and support. Why those three? I see relationships, family relationships, romantic relationships, and other sorts of relationships as we fighting to be accepted. We're always fighting. I don't know if you can relate or have you seen something similar, but we fight to be accepted. Most of the things that we do, most of the things that we find out to be like are not really something that our families expect. So when you have a friend, when you choose someone, because friends are people that you choose to be in your life, you choose to love that person regardless, those people are supposed to accept you and you're supposed to accept them as well. So acceptance is that pillar that is the beginning of everything, is the foundation. You need to see me for who I am and accept me. I'm not perfect, nobody is perfect, but we get to know each other and I accept you. I know that you're going to make mistakes. I know that you're going to sometimes let me down, but I accept you, you know? And the second pillar that I found out was trust. After I accept you, after I say, like, you know what, you're a little bit of a mess, but I trust you. I accept you, and now I have to trust you. You trust someone when they make you feel comfortable, when they make you feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable with them. I know that sharing something with my girl, it's not it's not going to get me in trouble. Point number one. You're going to hold on to either the secret or whatever the situation I'm going through, you're going to take it as your own. So there's a level of empathy there, in the point that I trust you to share and you trust me to share as well, whatever you're going through or whatever you need to share. Like, I mean, we're grown ups now. There's a lot of things happening in life, but there's also a baggage that we come in to the friendship with, from the things that we experienced as kids. And as a friend, I need to be able to trust you. There's a level of trust that needs to exist in order for me to be vulnerable, because the whole world can be against me. If my girls are there for me, I'm good. I'm good. It's like those two crazy people are going to bear with me up until the end. The third pillar is support. Um, I see women in our generation disrupting almost every sector that they're in. Either it's technology, it can be agriculture, anything. I see women disrupting. I see women taking a stand. I see women voicing out their journeys, voicing our concerns, and saying, you know what, I have a space, I have a dream, I have a vision, I would like to achieve that. Having support from your girls, I think it's the number one step. Of course, you need to believe it by yourself. Like, yeah, I see this, it's awesome in my head, but when you trust and you know that you're accepted by your own group of friends, you're comfortable, vulnerable enough to share with them what you have in your mind, what you have in your heart, and have their support. I don't know as well if that's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna work, your vision is gonna work, if your business is gonna thrive, but I'll support you because I believe in you. I don't know about your idea, but I believe in you. I believe that you're the person for the job. So I'm here. If it goes right, well, amazing, gonna celebrate that. But if it doesn't, I'll always be here to support you through whatever you need. So those are the three pillars that I actually find like crucial in a friendship. And that if you have those three, then that's a friendship that matters. That's a friendship that you cultivate. That's a friendship that you preserve and that you fight for. So I would like to hear, before I share my experiences with friendships, I would like to hear from you, ladies, when it comes to friendships. What are the good or what are the not so good experiences you've had that you think, like, this was a friendship that mattered, this wasn't? Can you share? Are you comfortable sharing? Feel free. This is an open conversation, no judgment here.
I can start off.
Yeah.
I like the idea. Well, I really love the three pillars because it's very like, how to say, like it puts kind of everything into perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and especially about acceptance.
Mm.
Um, like you're saying, like being a loner, it's so easy to be on your own because you don't have to think about being accepted. You just
Mm.
are when you're
Mm.
on your own. But then when you kind of start forming friendships with other
Mm.
people, any kind of relationship, the question comes in as, what do you perceive as being accepted?
Mm-hmm.
I think it also comes into the idea of, like, the five love languages. Like, how do you perceive that this person cares for you? How do you perceive that this
Mm.
person accepts
Mm.
you? And defining the standard or the boundaries or the rules of your friendship. Like,
Mm.
there are some people that they need, like, every day for them to know that they want every day that kind of affirmation.
Yeah, yeah.
There are some people who they'll go like months they haven't spoken, but then when they have that one, good 2 hour chat, that's their quality time, and that kind of solidifies their friendship,
Mm.
and that's enough for them because they have other things they're dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's about understanding. Um,
The
I
love
think that's
languages,
what
yeah.
I've learned, at least, like
Mm.
understanding what are the needs of my friends. Like, I know there are some friends, if I haven't called them, in a couple of days, they'll be like, "Why haven't you called me?"
I
But then
know.
there are some friends who I know, like, we just chat every now and then,
Mm.
and yeah. So that's, for me, that's like kind of been the learning point of
Yeah, yeah.
knowing the boundaries of each of the relationships, each of the friendships that I get
Mm.
into, and understanding that the person has their individual needs and
Mm.
individual, like, perception of how
Mm-hmm.
they feel accepted and loved. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Alison.
I don't know. I have such a difficult time connecting with people. Um, Probably stems from my being an only child, so I'm really just comfortable being alone,
Mm.
which can be very, very bad at times. So the friendships that it either borders between not being open at
Mm.
all, like you just give because you're trying to protect yourself. Because from a very young age, I realized that people, if I was too open, would actually use that against me because I'm a
Mm.
very emotional person.
Mm-hmm.
Or I go to the other extreme, overshare, so
Mm.
it's been a learning, but I legit only just have one friend. That's about it. Everyone else is just an acquaintance. It's someone I know that I can, oh, okay. Like, I tell them stuff that I'm comfortable that even if they share with the world, like I won't care, you know. So I don't know. Maybe it's a thing I need to work on, but I don't think I have to. I don't know. I really, really find it hard navigating
Yeah,
or getting
that's true.
new friends or whatever. So.
Picking up from that point, like I totally get it, because that's why I said in the beginning, like I have trust issues, deep trust issues, and I have that fear people are gonna use whatever they can against me one day if shit goes sideways, they're gonna use it against me. So I have that fear, like, am I oversharing? So every time, like, if I'm about to do something in my life, there's a major thing coming up, I don't say nothing. Honestly, there's just one person that I will share with, and because I trust her, I know that she's on my side, she's gonna root for me, and that's it. But I'm not gonna tell anyone else. I have other friends, but I'm not gonna share with them. And they're not like acquaintances; they're like good friends. Like they're there. But I really trust energy. I really trust energies, and sometimes it's hard to get out of that and be like, you know what, I trust these people to the point where, I mean, it involves also a lot of your faith, and I mean, for me, faith is really important. So I don't want you to, navigate on my faith. If you're not on the same bandwidth, I don't think, I need to force it. So I mean, I'm still a learner. I'm just learning how to allow people to prove that they're trustable, reliable in my life. So one thing that Ellison said was about love languages. I think it's really interesting because we look at love languages like in an isolated way, only for romantic relationships. But if you actually put it into friendships, it makes way more sense because those are people that you kind of have like a consistent relationship with. It's not about, oh, I cheated or I did this. There's always a relationship there that it can always be savage or not because there's friendships that honestly, yeah, let it go. Um, but love languages are important because I'm not the friend that's going to be talking to you all the time. Like all the time is a little bit too much. So we need to know boundaries. But I don't mind you texting me. It's not gonna be annoying. But I can't have you expecting that I will reciprocate in the same speed, like all day, like talking, like no, I have things in my head, I have things to do. But I'm here for you. Like whenever I am, I have the time in the day and I will make time for you, I'll be there and I'll respond like every day. And I think I need to evolve. I'm not that evolved yet. I think it's cute though, but not really doable for me. Um, but when we look at both what Leah said and what Ellison said, it comes down to trust. It comes down to acceptance. It comes down to respect, and it comes down to support. If there's no trust, that friendship has no point in existing. Honestly, it doesn't even need to be in your life. Like, why? Why do you have someone around you that you can't trust? And it can be forced. Trust can be forced. Some people say trust is earned. I don't know. Hey, I think trust is something that it's like a clean canvas that I give you. Like, here you go. I'm trusting. I'm choosing to trust you because you have shown me that, there's a possibility here for something. So I'll trust you, and then you prove to me if you're worthy of my trust or not. I don't think it's something that is earned. I think it's given and then reciprocated or not. And unfortunately, in most of the cases that I've been through and I've seen people go through, it's not. People are just, they can't be trusted. Um, but, anyways, let me not ramble around this. I would love to know if you ladies have anything to add to the conversation. Let's not make it long. If you have anything to add when it comes to a learning or a takeaway that you would like to share when it comes to friendships and people in your lives or people that would love to have more friends.
I would say maybe that I think, the idea of having few friends or being a loner, it's somehow, I don't know, maybe because of social media, somehow seen as a negative thing, but I don't think that it necessarily has to be. Like, as long as you know how to connect with the right people at the right time, and as long as you have at least one person that you can share everything with, that's kind of takes care of the emotional, so you don't have to deal with everything on your own. But I think it's just knowing, like, where do you want to end up in life, and choosing to have the people around you that you know are going to take you there, mentally, spiritually, physically, in terms of your career, personal objectives. So yeah, I feel like it's very, like, personal into where you want to kind of go. So yeah, I don't think we necessarily have to force friendships, or we have to force ourselves to become too much of something that we're not. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. There's a British accent now, Alison. Thank you. Thank you. Leah?
I don't know, man. I think I've just made peace. For a very long time I struggled with being a loner, because it's not all society and people. It seemed like it's not the right way to go. Like, I've made peace with it. I've made peace, and then it also fits my personality. What do they call it when you're a mixture of an introvert and extrovert? And I have an ambivalent personality, so I can go outside, I can have fun, but it strips me of my energy. I constantly, so even when I do work stuff, if I go speak or whatever, after it, it's like I'm empty. So like I'm like a bear. I need to go back into my cave and retreat and find my energy again. And so I think that's also a literal translation of how I'm navigating people and friendships, because if there's too many people, too many things, it just saps so much out of me, emotionally. So personally, I think, maybe one day I'll live to regret it, but I seldom live on regret. I don't know. I'm okay. I'll vibe. If things don't work out in the future, okay, I'll shift it. But for now, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Take your time.
I really get you about being drained. After social interactions, it's draining.
It is. It is. Well, that was awesome. One thing I would love to leave is just that, regardless of your personality, of your, how can I say, your way of connecting with people, I'm a strong believer that the people that are supposed to be in your life, they will naturally gravitate towards you, and you gravitate towards them. It is just a matter of being genuine, because if you're not authentic, you'll have crappy friendships, and I say that confidently. Whenever you're trying to put up a facade, pretend to be somebody else, people that connect with that personality, they will come through. Don't worry, you have like 100 friends, and none of them matter. None of them will be there for you. They just connect with what you created. So as long as we are able to remain genuine, authentic to ourselves, our people will gravitate towards us, and we gravitate towards people, and then should be willing to work on the friendships that matter, on the people that have proven us that they're there for us, that they can add to our lives, that they can actually make us better, and that we can also add to their lives and make it better somehow. It's not going to be the same way. Some people are not going to be on your business network, but they will be your friends, right? They will be your emotional support. Some people will be your emotional support, but won't be your business connections. It doesn't have to be mixed, but they can be opposites. It can be like, I have a friend, but whenever I bring up my business, whenever I bring up my vision, they're completely like averse to it. It can't be. That's not a friendship, honestly, and it shouldn't be something that you invest and cultivate. People should be there. I might not understand about what Alison is doing in London, but I'll support you. I'll support your journey. I'll be like, yeah, girl, like I know that you're doing something that is important to you and I'm here. I might not be able to add like in resources or whatever you need, but if you need someone to talk to, if you need someone that you can bounce back ideas with, I'm here. That's a friendship. So always be authentic to yourselves if you want to attract the right people, and make sure you work on the people that are already in your life because they matter. If they're there, they're still there after everything, they matter. So, with that being said, a little hard. With that being said, I want to thank you again for joining me today. And this was actually really, really good. If